Hi and welcome back. Today we will cook a meat stew which is called pörkölt. Pörkölt is a Hungarian stew with boneless meat, paprika and some vegetables. This dish evolved from another well-known recipe called Gulyás in the 18th century, when paprika found its way to Hungary. Gulyás or goulash traces back to the 9th century to stews eaten by Hungarian shepherds. At that time, the cooked and flavored meat was dried with the help of the sun and packed in bags produced by sheep's stomachs, needing only water to make it into a meal. Today, Gulyás refers to both the herdsmen and to the soup. From the Middle Ages until well into the 19th century, the Puszta was the home of massive herds of cattle. They were driven in their tens of thousands to Europe's biggest cattle markets in Moravia, Vienna, Nuremberg and Venice. Any kind of meat can be used when making pörkölt. Most common are beef, lamb, chicken and pork. But game, tripe and liver can also be used. A popular meal in traditional Hungarian cuisine is pörkölt made of tripe, called pacalpörkölt. There are many variations of this dish through Hungary, but the base is the same for all. Today we'll make a pörkölt with pork meat. For this recipe we used pork fat, roasted red pepper sauce, white onions, tomatoes, a few kind of peppers, garlic. If you use dried hot peppers, just put them in a pot and let them cook along with the food. Salt, margarine, cumin, ground black pepper, paprika, and lean pork meat. We use lean meat because there's already a base with pork fat and we didn't want to make our stew too fatty. But it's up to your taste. We use yellow peppers. Many don't use any kind of peppers, but we like the flavor that it brings to the dish. They are in the middle of the spectrum. They are not too sweet like the red ones and don't have a bitter taste like the unripe green peppers. If you like it hot and spicy, you can add any kind of hot peppers you like. Here you can see a variety of hot peppers. This kind of hot pepper is widely used in Hungary. They are left to dry and can be used through the year in many dishes. They will rehydrate and become almost like the fresh ones. Garlic is an important ingredient to the pörkölt. It gives a more complex flavor. Usually it is added to the stew in the last phase when it's almost done. White onions are the most important ingredient. They are the base to our pörkölt. The quantities used are up to your taste. We use lean pork meat which doesn't have any fat in it, but you can use any kind of meat you like. Just be sure to use boneless meat. We dice it in medium chunks because when we will cook it, it will get smaller. We continue by dicing the white onions. Onions and fat are the base for our pörkölt. We dice some yellow peppers. If you find yellow peppers which are longer and not so bulky like these bell peppers, then use those because they are even better. We proceed by setting up our cauldron, or bograch as Hungarians call it. We add some fat and we wait it until it melts. We add the white onions and we fry them until translucent. On low heat we add the paprika and we continue by adding the meat. We do it this way, but many make it by adding the paprika after the meat is seared. We add some water, not too much, just to cover the meat. We give it a mix and we let it boil for a few minutes. We continue by adding some yellow peppers, tomatoes and bay leaves. When it is half done, we add some paprika paste. We continue by adding the salt, ground pepper, some marjoram, a pinch of cumin, and last the hot pepper. Meanwhile, we add some water to bring it to a boil for our side dish. We will make a Hungarian traditional side dish for our pörkölt, which is called nokedli. It is a simple boiled type of pasta made with fresh eggs. For the exact amount, look in the description below. We pour some plain flour in a bowl. We add some salt. We add a few whole eggs. We mix it well together and we add some water. Not too much, because we don't want it to be too runny. This is the consistency we want, maybe a bit more thicker. Our pörkölt is almost done, so we add some crushed garlic to enhance the flavors. When the water is boiling, we add some salt. For our nokedli, we use a special tool which makes small pieces of pasta. We boil them until they are fully cooked. We don't want it to have a raw flour taste. When done, we strain them and we are done. This dish is amazing and even better if it is made on fire. It goes well with pickles. They counterbalance the heavy stew with a touch of sour. We use some pickled honey mushrooms that we've picked ourselves and some pickled beetroots. On our way home, we stopped to an amazing place. Check this out. If you enjoyed our video, then don't forget to subscribe, like, or leave a comment below. See you next time.